Good morning. This is Pastor Zach with the Goodland United Methodist Church with your morning devotion for Tuesday, July 3rd. Today I'll be reading from the Psalms in Psalm 123. To you I lift up my eyes, O you who are enthroned in the heavens. As the eyes of servants look to the hand of their master, as the eyes of the maid to the hand of her mistress, so our eyes look to the Lord our God until he has mercy upon us. Have mercy upon us, O Lord, have mercy upon us, for we have had more than enough of contempt. Our soul has had more than its fill of the scorn of those who are at ease, of the contempt of the proud. A reflection on Psalm 123 by Nancy DeClass Walford, who is professor of Old Testament at Mercer University. She writes, Psalm 123 begins with the voice of the individual and joins the voice of the community in verse 2. The worshipers lift their eyes to the Lord, just as the psalm singer in Psalm 121 lifts their eyes to the hills. The "you who are enthroned in the heavens" is an epithet for the God of the Hebrew Bible. The pilgrims gathered in Jerusalem and compared their trust in God to the trust servants place in their masters or mistresses. Servants look to their masters and mistresses and stretch out their hands to them in supplication. Masters and mistresses look upon their servants and stretch out their hands to show favor and kindness and generosity. In the like manner, the pilgrims stretch out their hands in supplication to God, who must and will stretch out God's hand to show favor to the servants. The words translated mercy in the New Revised Standard Version, the NIV, comes from the Hebrew verbal root, which literally means to look favorably upon. The expression of trust in God's mercy becomes a twice repeated petition in verse 3, followed by the reason for the petition. As with most laments in the Psalms, the oppressors of the psalm singers are not named. They're simply identified as those at ease and the proud. The psalmist feels overwhelmed with contempt and mockery. As the pilgrims enter Jerusalem, they turn their eyes to God and away from those who scorn them and hold them in contempt. They begin with the words of trust in God in verses 1 and 2, recalling times in the past when God showed them favor, just as mistress shows favor to her servants. Because of the past experiences, the worshipers can approach God with words of complaint and petition to show favor to them once again in the midst of their oppression. Richard Clifford, in the Old Testament commentary from Abingdon, characterizes Psalm 123 as a primer on prayer, in which the psalmist lifts his or her eyes to heaven, symbolically forswearing every other means of support, and embraces the status of servant, and waits, eyes fixed on the hand of the Lord, knowing mercy will come. Have a blessed day.